listening to The Burn. Gaming stuff, blazing fast.
Welcome to a new episode of The Burn, a podcast about gaming done blazing fast. I'm Aviv Manoach.
And I am Omer Kaplan. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. How are you? What's up?
Good.
How's life?
In our work, we call it good time zone.
Yes, exactly.
I'm doing well. How have you been?
It's it's pretty early to tell. It's not even 9 a.m. yet. I only had one cup of coffee, so for now I'm doing fine.
Yes, how have you been doing since the last time we talked?
It's been pretty good. It's a new year. It's doing pretty great. Got my COVID shot, which was pretty nice.
That was my next question, I guess, because you are in the medical industry.
Yes,
you get access.
Yeah, I work in a big health system. So I got my shot. I think 2 weeks ago, and then
Me too.
I'm scheduled for the next one, I think in 2 weeks or something. It was very anticlimactic, like any other vaccine I've ever done. I got a shot, and then I hung out for like 15 minutes, and then I went home, pretty much.
Yeah, the shot itself is not the issue. The issue is how do you call it? The side effects that people are getting after that. I didn't have more than maybe a day of pain in the arm. But someone that works out with me had his arm hurt for like a week after the shot.
Well, all those big muscly guys.
I'm also a big muscly guy now.
Okay, well, I don't know. I haven't seen you like for forever.
Right.
Right. So how was your weekend games though? I can tell you that we started a new ranked season for League of Legends, and I've been on the grind for 2 weeks, and it's been pretty fun. So that's basically my gaming world. That and like rare breaks for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, pretty much.
Well, before Hitman, I haven't been playing anything for like a month and a half. So Valhalla was the last thing I played, and then Hitman came along. And I'm really enjoying it, and we will talk about it in a bit. But first, hey, this is The Burn, podcast about gaming done blazing fast. In each episode of the show, we discuss a game we've been playing and like or dislike, and some news that has been going on this week. You have chosen to bring us news related to the game we're talking about, which is exciting. You can listen to all of the episode at theburn.live. That's our anchor page. And for time to time, we also stream online at twitch.tv/icel.me. And you can watch us there. So let us talk about Hitman. I don't remember if it was this show or on the Hebrew show that you mentioned Hitman 1 like a few months ago.
Yeah, I think it was either like 2-3 episodes back. We talked about it in the context of Stadia, I think.
Yeah, maybe. And we talked about how Hitman is not really like a stealth action game. It's a puzzle game. It has all those quirks that are not really immersive realistic, but are more puzzly like. Some people call it a more arcade style approach to Hitman, because some people don't like the recent reboots. They prefer the old Hitman games. But I never played the original Hitman. I knew of them when I was growing up, but I never played them. And I only got into Hitman with the reboot in 2016. It also like a few, I think 2 years after the game came out or something, not on launch. And I really liked it. It has everything that I want in a game like this. It does has stealth elements. It has sandbox environment, but the levels are contained in missions that can be very short or very long, depending on how you want to play them. So the good thing they're doing is that every mission has what they call mission stories that help you go through the mission in a predefined way. So if you're new or you want to go through the story, you can do those pretty quickly. But then you can still spend hours in each mission to finish every other thing the mission has to offer. So there are, I think, around 50 different challenges for each mission to do, different ways to kill the targets, different costumes, disguises to wear, all sorts of things. And some of those are mutually exclusive because obviously if you want to get like the challenge to kill everyone with a gun, you won't get a challenge to kill everyone in melee or in accidents or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean this is pretty great. So I played the original Hitmans, and the originals were 100% sandbox. You got your mission and then like go figure it out how to do it. But the mission stories are really nice in the sense that, you know, you get to add all those custom elements, like custom dialogue specifically for that mission, or specific conversations you listen to and then act on. So, I mean, it's the replayability. I think it's much much higher with those mission stories, and it's easier, which always is nice, like in my book.
Yeah, and speaking of challenge level, they did something really smart that you have predefined challenge level if you want them, but you can also go into the setting and tweak everything. So you can change if there are going to be security cameras on the level, or if you can save, or a lot of things. So I play the medium challenge level, the professional, and there's also master level. And then master level, it's like the hardcore, only one save per mission and stuff like that, which I don't do. I save scum a lot in this game. I only wish there was quick save and quick load buttons, which there aren't. Every time you want to save and load the game, you need to go to the menu. It's a bit annoying, but not too much.
It's fine.
So Hitman, the reboot. They started it as a serial game. It was all the rage in 2016 with what was the name of the company that did the episodic games? I completely forgot now.
Telltale.
Telltale, thank you. And yeah, they released the first season in episodic manner. And I only got the game after they released all the episodes. I don't really like buying episodes one at a time. But they kept doing that with 2 as well. But the cool thing they did was bringing all the old mission from the first season into the second season. So if you bought the first game, you could have played everything inside the second game, which was really cool. And you didn't even need to buy the second game in order to do that. You can just download the demo on Steam and redeem your legacy pack, which was very good. And they kept that for 3 as well. So if you buy 3 right now, you can play all of the series inside of 3. On PC, it's a bit problematic for previous owners because they migrated from Steam to Epic. So right now you can't get the second season for free. They are working on it, but it's not a thing yet. You get the first season Game of the Year edition automatically when you buy 3. But you can't get 2 for free. You have to buy it right now. You can migrate all of your progress. So if you played tens, dozens, hundreds of hours on 1 and 2 and have all of this data on your Steam account, you can transfer that to 3. But for other platforms like the PlayStation and the Xbox, when if you are a previous owner of the other 2 seasons, you buy 3 and you get all of the content. So basically you can play everything, all of the series, all of the trilogy inside of 3. There is a visible difference between first season levels, second season levels, third season levels. They got better, obviously, but the game runs pretty well all throughout. Some levels with a lot of crowds start to dip in frames, but it's not terrible. I don't play the game on maximum settings because my CPU is bottlenecking me. I ran the benchmark tool the game has, and it saved all the options like there should be and everything, and I get 60 FPS all the way. So it's cool.
Yeah, everything about this game looks great. And so, do you know what the difference is between the deluxe edition and the standard one? Like, do you get like extra items?
You get some extra things. I don't really remember.
Deluxe suits and items. Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
No, but
it's not
so tell
a
me,
big deal.
Tell me about the missions. Like, usually what I like about the Hitmans is like the awesome environments. Like, remember like I know it was the fashion thing mission in
the fashion show is the first
show.
mission of 1. It's one of the most memorable missions in this series. Great
nightclubs and like buildings. So like, is there like iconic missions like that in 3?
So I played about 20 hours over the last, I think from Friday or something. I finished the last 2 missions of 1 that I replayed. I actually never did the last mission of 1 until this week. And then I played the entirety of the second season and the first 3 missions of 3. The first game has the first like season, Hitman 1, has a lot of memorable locations that I spent a lot of time in and really like, and they feel big and complex, and they have a lot of character. The second game's level are less so. A lot of them feel smaller, less complex, less interesting. But then you have the DLC levels for 2, and those are amazing. Specifically, there is a bank heist you do. So you get to New York, to like a huge bank building with multiple floors and multiple levels of security and different people to impersonate and stuff. And that level is amazing. And the next level after that is like a Maldives secluded island resort, and that is also great. It's divided between like a private island mansion and a resort area, and there are a lot of cool things to do there. And one of the cool things about that mission is, as you progress with eliminating your target, the weather changes. So it started like sunny and stuff, and then there's a storm coming, and there's lightning and thunder and stuff. Really good. And then 3 starts very strong. The first mission is set in the Scepter Tower in Dubai, which is the tallest building in the world today. And you skydive into it.
That's pretty cool.
And it's an amazing, an exceptional set piece. The only downside about it is this is basically the tutorial mission for the third game. So if you follow the first mission, story mission, it's basically very easy and very quick. You finish it in like 25 minutes. But I haven't gone through and did all the other things yet. So that's a very unique set piece. And then the second mission is what I consider the best mission in the game to date. It's in an English mansion in Dartmoor, and first of all, the entire like land and the building and stuff is very well done. The old mansion building and multiple floors and secret passages, and there is like a greenhouse and hedge maze and stuff. Very cool. And then one of the mission stories there is to impersonate a private investigator and solve a murder. So it's like a dinner theater who done it thing inside the mansion, and that's so cool. Really well made. One of the best missions in the game. And then the next after that is in like a Berlin illegal dance club that is set in like an abandoned factory. And first of all, the entire place is very well made. And the cool thing about that mission is that you don't know who are the targets in advance. You need to find the targets and figure it out yourself and then eliminate them. And after like 15 hours of playing the game in the same formula, it's such a nice change of pace and a break from the standard tropes of the game.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. Like what I like about it is that they taking like the sandbox, core concept and then put more layers on top of it just to make it, extra interesting and then make you come back and, try to like figure things out on your own in a like more structured way, which is, you're making me want to play this game. Too bad it's like super full price but I think I think it's worth it. Like it sounds really cool.
Right now, if you never played this series of Hitman, and you want to get into it, you buy 3, you get 1 for free on Epic, yes. But then you also need to buy 2. And you should buy like the gold edition because you get the DLC as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now, if you want to play the entire series, you will pay like $70, I think. The second game is heavily discounted at the moment. But yeah, it's a bit expensive to get into right now. But I'm very much recommending it. I think they certainly taken the same building blocks the game is built on. Like it hasn't changed since 1. There is a reason those games are called seasons of the same series, because basically 3 has the same mechanics as 1. They didn't change a lot, but they started doing a lot of interesting and unique things with the same mechanics. 3 does have a new mechanic with the camera. You can use the camera to scan things. You can use the camera to pick up clues, stuff like that. A bit like Batman's investigation mode.
Yeah.
So that's new. But beside that, it's the same thing. You find poison. You find the location when someone is patrolling. You poison a thing. They drink. You wait for them to go to throw up in the bathroom. You get them there. The changes, the unique things are how they are placed in the level and the different parts that come together to tell the stories as part of those levels. And some parts of those levels require a lot of attention and patience. This is a game for patience. This is the game that 90% of what you're doing is wait. And it won't be for everyone. Of course, you have some challenges that you can go in guns blazing. You can do that. And some of the challenges encourage you to do that. One of the levels from the first game, it has a challenge to kill everyone with accidents. And some of them are pretty clear how to do it, but some others not so much. And the game is not always specific about what is considered an accident and what isn't. So sometimes it's iffy a bit. One of the levels in 2, which I really liked, although like I said before, seems smaller and less complex than previous games. It's set in like a normal small town USA neighborhood with houses and white picket fences and stuff. And there are like two targets that lives in two different buildings on this neighborhood. And you need to figure out how to get into the houses and eliminate them and stuff. And one of the mission stories there is that you impersonate a gardener and you need to fill up mole holes in the garden. And the way you choose to do that is with explosives. And when the owner comes to check if you did a good job, you blow it in his face.
That sounds great.
So that's a thing as well. I really can't say enough good things about the game. I will say a few not so good good things that is related to what I said at the beginning, the puzzle element of the game, in contrast to a stealth action game. People don't acknowledge your actions most of the time. If there is a mission with 3 targets and one of them is like the big boss, you would expect that killing the boss will change the way all the other people act, but it doesn't. They keep doing the same things. So that's one of the things that
I get what you're saying, but like to me that's part of like the Hitman. I mean, it's like built-in clunkiness. So
exactly. That's so, part of the puzzle element of the game. There are specific conditions in a mission, and you go through it. It's not like
I think you described it well when we talked about. So when I played, I think 1 and 2, I talked to you about it. I think in a Hebrew podcast, and you said, basically Hitman is a puzzle game with some action elements, and this is exactly it. You just need to, once you figure out the puzzle, then I don't expect like super complicated AI thing to do the. I thought.
Look, I think they could have added like conditions. So if that target was eliminated, especially if it was in the presence of another target.
Yes.
Change something in the routine. You don't need to change the entire level, but have the other target go to a different location, go to a safe house, increase security, whatever. You don't need big changes, but have some acknowledgement to what happened. Because one of the mission in 2, specifically, you go to like I don't remember if it was Colombia or whatever, some South American drug country. I'm sorry, the stereotype is not me, it's the game. So some South America drug location, and you are supposed to eliminate the boss of the cartel and the 2 lieutenants. And one of the story missions is the mission stories is there is a dedication with a statue for the boss of the cartel, and he goes there with one of the lieutenants, and they're both standing on a stage, and you drop the statue on him, and he dies, and the lieutenant stays alive, and she doesn't do anything. She goes back to her work.
She's like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my biggest like complaint about the game, but it doesn't really reduce from the experience. It's just I wish they added some level of awareness to those characters.
I vividly remember an experience I had. I think it was in 1 where basically I went into an office and then I had to kill some lady, and then the bodyguard was in the office, but I managed to sneak when he was like turning around. I kill his boss and then hide her under the desk. And then he turns around, I'm not there. He's like, oh, she was there a second ago. Nah, it's fine,
Yeah.
Don't worry, just go back to the routine. So it was nice. I mean, it's kind of like, I like this like built-in Hitman clunkiness. I actually expect it. Like if they'd be like extra smart all of a sudden, I'll be surprised.
That's my
saving grace.
Yeah, the last thing I will say One of the better missions in 2, you are in Mumbai. I think that's the best mission in 2 beside the DLC. You're in Mumbai and you need to eliminate a few targets, and one of them you don't even know where it is and stuff. And one of the mission stories is you shadow another assassin and you get him to do all of your kills for you. And that's so much fun. You arrange the conditions so he can snipe your targets from a different location. And that was very cool.
Nice. So let me give you the follow-up news. Let's try that.
Let's do news. Hitman news.
So yes. So we don't have much time. So let me give you just one. So no spoilers.
No, we have 5 minutes. We can do both.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. So no spoilers, but there are certain parts of the game where it says that Hitman acknowledges and have some dialogues around COVID-19. Which I think it's great, and apparently, so I read the article in Kotaku that discussed it, and they said that there's several games this year that acknowledged COVID, and I thought about it, it's really nice that in the large, because those games are meant to be played over years, and in 5 years we'll see Hitman 3 heavily discounted, and people are gonna play it, and they're gonna look back on COVID, and it's I thought about the importance of mentioning current events in game just for documentation and history's sake. It's gonna make it extra important, even though it's in the form of a dialogue. You don't have to have
that's the thing. It's maybe in dialogue, but I'm reading the Kotaku article, and they are talking about the first level in Dubai that we mentioned. And it's maybe someone speaks about COVID, but it's a level with huge crowds, no social distancing, no masks. So I don't know. Dialogue is not enough.
I don't know if from a design perspective, that's what I said. From a design perspective, do you want to have an alternate reality game full of people with masks and social distancing? And I mean, you can do that. It'd be nice. I think. If anything, it would be a nice DLC to the Division, where everybody died of a pandemic anyway. So you could just put masks on people.
Yeah, and Division is pretty close to that. I would say that, there are TV shows that are specifically contemporary to their times, I would be fine with video games that have levels set in 2020 COVID pandemic.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah. And specifically, if they could have easily, I think, switch some of those scenes in Hitman to have just more space between crowds and people wearing masks. I think they could have easily done that.
And your target is getting ahead in the line for vaccination, pretty much?
No, that's not as important. But for example, the Berlin nightclub mission, they could easily change that mission with the crowd being just not as close to one another.
No,
and people wearing masks.
It's an illegal club. So what you can have is, it's illegal, so people don't wear masks and do this all underground thing, and you can have it in context. But I like that they at least acknowledge it in the context of years to come. And the second news item that I brought is people already jumping on the speedrun train, and they finished the first level in 8 seconds. I know it's
I don't know how you do that. I imagine it's a glitch.
I think it's most of the time is using glitches, but I the speedrunner community is so amazing to me. People actually sit and figure out how, and there's a lot of, I think, IGN videos about how the developers see those speedrunners and react to what they do.
Yeah, I saw those as well.
So those are hilarious. But 8 seconds, those people are going to run the game in 10 minutes. It's going to be pretty nuts.
So, I also see in the article that it's not the default start of the level, because the default, I will give you context. The first level, as we said, is the Dubai Scepter, And if you start like the mission the regular way, you skydive into one of the like a beam outside of the windows, and then you need to go through the vents and stuff. So the regular way to start the mission, I don't think you can do that, but each mission has alternative start locations. So I think that the speedrun requires one of those.
That makes sense. Yeah, now it makes perfect. You have to start on the inside, then you just run, kill the person, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty nice.
Cool.
So I'm super impressed and tempted.
And you can get it on. Speaking of which, you can get it on Stadia, bundled the entire series. So for you, it actually won't cost a lot.
If I'm gonna get it, I'm definitely getting it on Stadia just for like the graphic settings and like the way it runs on my computer. It's great.
And you can get the entire series in one game.
Yeah, I mean, I played through the entire thing, but just for you, like I'm ready for another Hitman game, and it doesn't seem like Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out anytime soon. So maybe the AAA budget will be shifted. We'll see.
And worth mentioning that IO Interactive is also working on Project 007 for a James Bond game, which is basically Hitman, beside the fact that 007 kills a lot of bystanders and Hitman doesn't.
It's basically Hitman just franchised and maybe talk more.
Yeah, and maybe, I don't know, romancing with women? That's James Bondy.
I totally forgot about that trope. Yeah, you gotta have some rom.
Yeah, Yuda said in chat that Hitman can kill anyone, but the game specifically punishes you for doing a non-target kill. So that's part of the thing. It's like Assassin's Creed used to do as well. If you killed innocent people, you desync from the game. That was a thing as well. Not so much anymore.
That's not how I played. I literally had a mission this week where I had to save like a person and a horse for some reason, and then I started like going wild on enemies, and I ended up killing like civilians and the horse, and everybody is like in a 100 meters radius. So yeah, that's not how I played.
As we established before, when I play Assassin's Creed, I take the poison cloud skills and poison everyone.
Yeah, you just poison everyone, and then you walk into an empty fort, and then just take whatever you need and walk away.
Okay, that's all we have on the show today, and we are out of time. Thank you for listening, and the lovely people we have in chat during this broadcast. You can find us on Twitter. I'm Icel, and Omer Kaplan is Omer Kaplan. Don't forget...
Going with the original route there.
Exactly. OG Omer Kaplan.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, comment, and leave your reviews in your preferred listening app. You can find all the links in theburn.live. And our opening theme was created by Ann Dorko with vocals by Fishy Twitch, both of them on Twitter as well. Thank you, Omer.
Thank you, Aviv.
And we will see everyone next time. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.